Pakistani women are some of the most beautiful women in the world. This guy lied to me. What's the bad thing about Pakistan? Much safer than my home city. If you have any plans to get married, and he tried to get me to say like the most offensive things about America. Things you don't like about Pakistan. Would you consider Pakistan a good country to live in from a Westerner's perspective? I'm the same guy that you helped me with overcome my bullying about being gay. Do you love someone in Pakistan? Things you would like to improve in Pakistan. Did you see Pakistan beyond the allegations of the worldwide media? And what do you think about its image? Good morning and assalamu alaikum from a place that's not Pakistan, but today's video is all about Pakistan because, as you guys know, I spent over 120 days in Pakistan, and Pakistan will forever have a gigantic place in my heart. Every day in my Instagram inbox and in my email, I get so many questions from people all around the world asking about my experience in Pakistan. So I thought it would be best to do kind of a Q&A, a question and answer video on everything related to Pakistan. So a while back, I asked my Instagram followers to send me some questions, and whoa, you guys came through. We've got over like 30 to 40 questions to answer today. Now, full disclosure, I have not read these questions. I've not prepared my answers, so everything is going to be completely off the cuff, unfiltered, a spur of the moment. And that said, let me just apologize in advance because everything I'm going to say about my experience there, my time in the country, it's going to be honest, it's going to be truthful, and in the event that that upsets some people, I certainly don't intend to do that. But I don't know what these questions are, so we're gonna take them one by one. I'm gonna pop the questions up right here on the side. But before I pull out my phone here and look at all the questions, let me answer the biggest question, the one I get almost every single day, and that is, when are you coming back to Pakistan? Well, the answer is, I'm not sure, but I am coming back soon. So just a quick refresher, I spent about 120 days in Pakistan from August of 2022 to November of 2022. It was some of the best months of my life. I met so many incredible people. Every single day I think about Pakistan. It's on my mind every single day. When you spend so much time in a country that literally changed my life, it's impossible not to think about it constantly. I left Pakistan in November of 2022 because I got sick with typhoid. I had to fly to the United Arab Emirates, where I spent 8 days in a hospital recovering. After that, I flew home back to the United States to recover. So this video right now is being filmed in June of 2023. This video will probably be up maybe 7 days after I film it, so everything is very, very recent, very relevant. But to answer the first question, I'm not sure when I'm coming back to Pakistan. I would love to bring a group of American foreign tourists with me to explore it as well, but I'm 99% sure I'm coming back to Pakistan within the next 3 to 6 months. Hopefully, inshallah, before the end of 2023, I will be back in Pakistan. Everyone keeps telling me, don't come now, it's too hot, it's too hot. Where I am right now, as the video goes on, you're gonna see my shirt just get soaked from sweat. I actually like the heat. But let's not waste another single second. Let's get straight into these questions. And let me just say thank you to everybody that reached out and sent me questions. Thank you to everybody in Pakistan who was so supportive of my adventures there, who supported all my YouTube videos, who's made sure to click those like and subscribe buttons, and just had filled my time there with so much love, and continue to do so through comments and DMs to me. I greatly appreciate that. Just so y'all know, I answer every single DM I get on Instagram. Sometimes it might take me 30 to 60 to even 90 days, but I always make a promise to my audience to reply and read every single DM, because without you guys I would be nothing. I do this for you, and just all the love you've shown me, it's the least I can do. I wanna build a strong connection with my audience because I love y'all, okay? All right, first question from Haneen6543. How much should be the budget to travel there and visiting enough places? That's a really, really good question. So the most expensive aspect about traveling in Pakistan is accommodation. Hotels, super expensive, way more than you would think for a place that doesn't really get a lot of tourists. You know, I was very fortunate enough that a lot of companies and hotels would sponsor my stays, so luckily that kind of helped me save some money on accommodations, but I would allocate probably anywhere from $20 to $60 US a day to stay in a hotel in Pakistan. When I was in Islamabad, I stayed at a hostel called Backpackers Hostel, and that was really, really cheap. I think that was maybe $6 to $10 a day for a dorm room where you sleep with other people. But then I want to say the private room was anywhere from $13 to $20 to $25. And I even stayed at a private guest house, my own big, beautiful bedroom with my own attached bathroom in Islamabad for about $25 a night. So if you're okay with staying in guest houses or hostels, you can budget $10 to $25 a day. If you want to stay at nicer hotels, like, I can't remember what the name of the nicest hotel in Islamabad was, but that was like $250 a night. Way out of my budget and way out of most people's budget. But then from day to day, you know, I probably didn't spend more than $5 to $7 on food. In Islamabad, food was way more expensive, and so there I remember spending, you know, some days even up to like $10, $15 if I wanted to eat somewhere like really, really nice. But you can eat great street food and get a full big belly for just under $10 a day. Now, if you want to fly throughout the country, I think tickets were about $100 one way from like Lahore to Karachi. However, if you want to do the north, Hunza Valley, Gilgit-Baltistan, that's definitely going to be the most expensive part of all of Pakistan. You're going to have to pay for tours, you're going to have to pay for accommodations, you're going to have to pay for the flights, of course, up there, or the long bus ride. And yeah, the north is just going to be your biggest, most expensive investment in your trip. But all things considered, compared to most countries around the world, Pakistan is very cheap and easy to travel to. Question number 2, Bon Appetit Wasana asks, what was your first expression of Pakistan? I think she meant impression. My first impression was, you know, I was definitely like overwhelmed because I had arrived in Lahore and I immediately hopped on an Uber moto and I was like, you know, take me to the food street, take me to the busiest areas in the city. And so just the amount of people was so like, whoa, shocking to me. I couldn't believe how busy and hectic and crazy the streets were. But even on my first day, the thing that stood out, the real like first impression was, whoa, everyone here is so nice. Everyone is like coming up to me and asking me questions and offering to buy me food and treating me like I was family. And so I always like to say that Pakistan is love, because that's what I felt every single day in the country. From the jump, from the moment I landed, it was just L-O-V-E, love. And actually, now that I think about it, my first impression was I got to the airport very late, like 10 o'clock at night, landed in Lahore, and I had no idea, like literally no idea where I was going. I just had like a vague hotel address, and I tried to download an eSIM, that didn't work. I couldn't buy a SIM card in the Lahore airport, so I'm like, how am I gonna call an Uber? Like, how am I gonna get anywhere? First person I met in Pakistan was the security guard or police officer at the airport. He was like, I will let you use my Wi-Fi hotspot and you can use the internet from there. He then walked me across the street, found me like a reliable, non-scammy cabbie taxi driver that would take me to my hotel for a very reasonable price. So first impression was like, whoa, everyone here is taking care of me. They're giving me their hotspot. It was love from the start, y'all. It's so humid. I can already tell there's just a giant sweat stain on my back. Did y'all, why am I even showing you something gross? Also, my man bun is gonna come undone any second here because the humidity is just, the hair frizzes out of control. Okay, Captain Inbolt, how was it like living in Pakistan? It was awesome because I truly was living there. I mean, I was in Islamabad for like 45 days by itself. Like, I had friends, I had people that I considered family, I had people that, you know, I loved. And it was just day-to-day life. I had my coffee shop, I was a regular in restaurants and places, everybody knew me. So it was great, it was a cool place to live. Islamabad was way more modern than you would ever think. So yeah, living in Pakistan was great. Suleiman Haq, how is talking to getting to know women whom you meet while out and about? I also should mention that these questions were also meant to ask me anything about travel and just my life in general. So how is talking and getting to know women? It's great. I mean, I derive all my joy and happiness from meeting and talking to new people. And very fortunate that, you know, I meet some incredible men and women all over the world. But of course, talking to women is a little bit different than talking to men. So I guess I meet a lot of women at hostels. I approach a lot of women that, you know, are by themselves, because I'm by myself too. And so I don't know if this is leaning towards advice, but the best thing you can do to strike up a conversation, to try to develop a friendship with a woman, is to make them feel comfortable, make them feel safe. Guys, there's a lot of creepy guys out there in the world. I talk to a lot of young men who just don't have any idea, you know, how to appropriately and respectfully approach and talk to a woman. And that breaks my heart, because that doesn't help anybody, because the men have trouble finding a romantic partner, and then the women, you know, develop stereotypes about men, you know, based on these unfortunate interactions. So yeah, I'm very lucky to meet a lot of women when I travel, but number one is just to approach them with respect, approach them as equals, and just with anybody, you know, be yourself, be funny, you know, try to crack a joke, try to release the tension. I'm the same guy that you helped me with overcome my bullying about being gay. Thanks for help. Whoa, that is an incredible compliment. I don't even know if compliment is the word, but that really means a lot to me. You know, I'm somebody that believes we are all equal. We are all the same. We are all human beings. No matter who you love, no matter, just be who you are. Be happy who you are. It's cliche, but like, don't listen to the haters. I was bullied as a kid. If I would have listened to the bullies, I would have never put myself out there. I would have never hopped on camera. I would have stayed in my room and been afraid of who I really was. And as for those bullies, where are they today? Who cares? I don't think about those bullies. Actually, most of them grew up to be absolute losers, in jail, etc., etc. No surprise there. Don't be a bully. I'm very thankful that a lot of my audience are young children. Don't be a bully. Don't be mean. Being mean is a net negative. Nothing good ever comes from being mean, y'all. But wow, I truly, that really means a lot to me. Okay, Irma Yaz, Pakistani desi food is very tasty and delicious. Not a question, but yes it is. Yes it is. Did you see Pakistan beyond the allegations of the worldwide media, and what do you think about its image? Yeah, I did. I kind of answered that before. Again, I haven't read any of these, so I'll skip past the ones that are kind of redundant. But yeah. Oh, the next question too is, was it scary there? No, it was never scary. You can't believe what the media says. You have to see everything for your own eyes. And I don't mean that in the sense of like, oh, it's all fake news. I mean that in the sense of like, go there, see it for yourself. You know, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's a lot of reasons that we're led to believe that places like Pakistan are bad, are scary, but they're not. They're not at all. However, I do speak as a white man walking around Pakistan, so my experience will always different compared to anybody. But I did talk to a lot of female solo travelers before I came to Pakistan, and they all said they felt very, very safe. Islamabad Galia Hotel. How do you describe your experience in Pakistan in one word? Amazing. Pivrani, I found you a boti kebab place in the States that you need to try. Please send it. I don't travel to the United States much because it's very expensive. Lalisa, do you like Pakistani food, culture, and people? Yes, I like the food. Yes, I like Pakistani culture, and yes, I like the people. What was your favorite event you visited during your time in Pakistan? Ooh, favorite event. Gosh, I mean, I did this like horse tent pegging gala. That was pretty cool. I wanted to go to a cricket match, but there were no cricket matches, so I would have liked to have gone to that. But yeah, as for events, I didn't really attend too many events, I guess you could say. N7 Go, you should visit Balochistan next time. Paradise on earth, trust me. Promise, when I come back to Pakistan, I'm going to Balochistan. That was on my list. What's your favorite Pakistani food? It changed every day. Well, for like 2 weeks, it was beef nahari. For 2 weeks, it was chicken biryani. Or 2 other weeks, it was beef nahari. Those are my 3 favorites. Those are the meals that I could eat once a week. I can't say one is better than the other, but I have eaten chicken biryani just a stupid amount of times in the past couple of months all over the world. Imtel Irfan wants to know, what about the people? Are they friendly? Yes. Again, don't want to be redundant in the questions. The friendliest people in the world. No offense to other nations or anywhere else, but they did not get any friendlier than in Pakistan, just because so many people came up to me and offered me, you know, love and friendship. Itse wants to know, how was hospitality of Pakistani people, and did you like the food? You're like biryani karai. Just to answer that, yes. Hospitality amazing. Include an itinerary in the beginning. Oh gosh. I flew into Lahore, then I went to then I took a bus to Islamabad, then I went back to Lahore, then I went back to Islamabad, then I went to Murree, then I went to northern Pakistan, Gilgit Valley, Hunza, Nagar Valley, and then I flew to Karachi. Karachi is a whole nother story. We'll get to that one. What about the mountains? Mountains were amazing. Oh, Kamil Hassan wants to know about the mountains. Mountains were amazing. Mountains were incredible. I'm going back straight to the mountains. I want to bring a group of people there. There's very few places I've been that I'm like, hey, I want to share that. Well, you know, I share every place with my audience, but there's some places where I love traveling solo, but I wish someone was here to see this and enjoy this with me. And the Pakistan mountains were that. Hibernation mode. Do you mention about how safe Pakistan is? Very, very safe. It's as safe as it gets. Much safer than my home city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. My gosh. Your favorite place in Lahore, Pakistan? Probably the Lahore food street, or the mosque, because we met so many cool people there and it was beautiful. Mustafa Sheikh wants to know. Aisha Babar, how do you find Pakistan different from other countries? That is way too hard to answer. Every country is different in its own way. What's the bad thing about Pakistan, according to you? Hamil Nazir wants to know. Again, the bad thing is just the suffering, and it's not something like, oh, it's bad. It just makes me sad, and I wish for a better tomorrow for the people of Pakistan. Myself, Rafay wants to know, Pakistani always try their best to welcome foreigners, but if someone gets rude, ignore please. Not a question, but thank you. Yeah, no one was rude. I mean, some people just don't like the camera in their face and give me like a dirty look, and that's okay. I get that. You have the right to give me a dirty look if I'm shoving a camera in your face. Things you don't like about Pakistan, means that can be better. Well, we talked about that a little bit. Just, you know, I wish better economic prosperity for everybody. You must visit the Karachi. There are so many food spots you like the most in Pakistan. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about Karachi. I was so excited for Karachi. I could not wait to get to Karachi. My first day there, I was staying in like the diplomatic area, the military area, the blue area. It's a plane. I can't remember what y'all called it, but it was where like all the rich people were living in Karachi. And first day, awesome. Good food. I'm exploring the beach. I'm walking all over. I loved it. I could not wait to get into the chaos of Karachi. But then I got sick. And then I stayed 6 days in Karachi, like in bed, like, I'm so tired. And I never got to explore anything else in Karachi. So people are always like, where were the Karachi videos? I was sick, guys. But I promise you, I'm gonna spend at least 2 weeks in Karachi when I come back to Pakistan very, very soon. So yeah, that bummed me out that I didn't get to explore Karachi. That was Bilan John who asked that. How did you like the people, by the way? I would love to meet you next time. Thanks, Zanili. I loved the people. That's all I can say, love them. Do you find Pakistan different from international and others' point of view? Yeah, usually when I meet travelers and I tell them that I went to Pakistan, they're like, and so most people are shocked and don't understand why you would go to Pakistan. So hopefully my videos and what I tell people would change their mind and inspire them to come. Do you love someone in Pakistan? The Chus creator wants to know. Love is a very strong word with many different connotations. I did meet friends there that I considered family, that I had love for them. But in the aspect of like falling in love, gonna marry somebody, no, I didn't experience that with anybody there. How was your experience at Bombay Chowpatty, Peshawar? Asked by the owners of the restaurant at Bombay Patty, Peshawar. Yeah, that was really good food. That was like amazing food. Especially for a chain, like usually chains don't have the best food, but I was impressed. I would have gone there again. And you guys were so nice. Owners were like super nice. Fari Rami, what are 3 things you love about Pakistan? 3? Well, the people, the food, and the beauty. Easily. When will you come back to Pakistan, Islamabad? I said I wasn't going to answer this question, but again, I'm reading these without having read them. If I come back to Islamabad, I probably won't spend a lot of time there because I already spent, my gosh, 45 days there. So maybe I'd spend 1 week back in Islamabad seeing old friends. A girl Haram says, who is the first person you met in Pakistan and how was your first impression for Pakistani people? Well, the first person was that security guard or the police officer, and that blew my mind. I also met a girl who roams. She was a Pakistani vlogger. I met her like a month into my trip, so maybe she's asking about herself. She was very, very nice. Nice to hear from you. Manahil Abbasi, which place you like the most in Pakistan? What was your favorite Pakistani food? We've already answered that. I'll say Nahari right now. Which place I like the most? Northern Pakistan. The beauty can't be beat. That was just as beautiful as Switzerland or anywhere else I'd ever been to. How your experience in public transport on Pakistan? I don't know. I never took the bus. I took like a private bus, but yeah, I can't comment on that, Ali Wato. ITX Muhammad, what sweet was your all-time favorite in Pakistan? Oh, I can't remember. I don't even know what it was called, but it was like this cream thing. Gulab Jamun is my favorite, but there's all these like variations on it, so those were good. S. Sherrard, did you go to Kalash yet? No, I didn't. Kalash is on my list for next time. All right, I had to put the check it out. I had to put the selfie stick on a trash can because my selfie stick is actually like 2 kilograms, and I feel like my arm's gonna fall off. And the sweat, as you can see, is just starting to pour. Not to gross y'all out. Okay, next question. Sanai Matazda, you are my favorite man in the whole world because I also want to travel like you. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. Truly don't even know how to respond to a humbling comment like that, so thank you. Someone left a mean comment. Don't be a jerk. Okay, Mahi Makan 123 wants to know, weird thing you experienced. A weird thing I experienced. There was really nothing out of the ordinary there. Nothing truly weird that happened to me at all. I mean, the weirdest thing was I had gone to an event, a political event. I'm not going to say what kind of political event it was because I know there's a very how to say, unstable political environment in Pakistan right now, and I don't take sides in anything. I listen to what the people tell me is going on. But there was a guy that came up to me. He was an interviewer. He was like a YouTuber apparently, and he tried to get me to say like the most offensive things about America. So that was both weird and like upsetting. That was okay. Yeah, that was the worst person I met in Pakistan by far. This guy, he needs a software reset. Is that what y'all call it? A software update? Salman 2000 wants to know, would you marry a Pakistani woman? Of course. Like, Pakistani women are some of the most beautiful women in the world. Like, Pakistani people are so gorgeous. I was like blown away by how like beautiful everybody was in that country. Like, man, whew, some really nice looking, attractive people in Pakistan. So yeah, I would totally marry a Pakistani woman. DM me. But while we're talking, people, like, when I talked about getting food poisoning or getting typhoid in Pakistan, people were like, why are you blaming Pakistan for getting sick? I've never blamed Pakistan for getting sick. You can get sick anywhere in the world. I do blame the owner of a restaurant for serving me raw chicken. I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want to ruin anyone's business, but he knowingly served me raw chicken, and I guess I dislike that man very much, because I was like, hey man, you knowingly served me this food, you got me sick. I think it would be polite of you to help pay for my hospital bill. My hospital bill was $16,000, by the way. Insurance did not cover it. And I asked him this because I felt it was the honorable thing to do, that he should give me some money for causing me all this pain, for literally like almost killing me, guys, literally almost killing me. And also he bragged about how rich he was. He told me like, I'm rich, money doesn't matter to me. Well, if you're rich, I'm not rich, maybe you want to help out the guy that you almost killed. And I still get upset thinking about him and that incident. I don't have any negative feelings towards Pakistan. I've been sick all over the world. Dr. Riz Khalid, would you consider eventually settling down in Pakistan? Well, I guess if I marry a Pakistani woman, maybe. I don't see myself settling down anywhere. You know, I've got still like another 130 countries I need to visit. So I don't see myself ever staying in one country to live unless, no, I don't see it happening. Nothing against Pakistan, obviously. I don't see myself living in America. Again, I don't see myself living in Europe. Who knows what's gonna happen to me or where I'm gonna live, guys. Mama 670 wants to know, will you recommend Pakistan? Yes. Every single video I made, all 100 vlogs, by the way, if you haven't seen any of those 100 vlogs, please show them some love. Please go back and watch some of them. They're all recommending Pakistan. They're all a love letter to Pakistan, yo. The Chess Creator wants to know, it's a relevant question, but can you please tell me if you have any plans to get married? Well, I have no plans to get married because I don't have anyone in my life. And in my mind, marriage is something I'm not in a rush to do. I know so many people that got married young and they are filled with regret. They married the wrong person. They wasted their youth. They ended up marrying someone they didn't love. And in a lot of cases, people got cheated on. Imagine that. You go through all that work, meeting a partner, falling in love, only to get cheated on. So maybe I'll get married one day, but it's not something I think about at all. And being a solo traveler, like in a new country every couple of weeks, it's almost impossible to have any sort of romantic relationship long term. I would never do a long distance relationship, just no. I don't, everyone's different, but I would suggest y'all don't do long distance relationships ever. There's just too much. I don't need that. So no, it's so funny. People are always like, it's such a big topic for people. For me, marriage isn't an achievement. Earning a degree, being successful at my job, getting awards, those are achievements. Getting married is not an achievement. Anybody can get married. No hate to those that are married. I do have many friends that are in very loving relationships, you dig? Julie Nicole French asks, what's the first thing you will eat when you leave Pakistan? I think the first thing I ate, probably pizza. But there was good pizza in Pakistan. I can't remember what the first thing I ate was. I was probably went and got like more biryani when I was in Dubai. No, I did go get pizza in Dubai. As soon as I got out of the hospital, I went straight to this pizza place in Dubai. And that pizza sucked. Sarah P. Travel, shout out Sarah P, love you. What was the most underrated thing, food, place, activity that you found in Pakistan? Underrated. That's always a tough one. Because I feel like the North is rated properly, incredible, but nothing could have prepared me for it. Nothing could have prepared me for Hunza or Gilgit. So yeah, the North was amazing. Step It Up 88 wants to know most and least desirable dish you've had in Pakistan. Again, a tie for most desirable between the biryani, chicken biryani or mutton biryani, and beef nahari, and then chicken karai. Ooh, wait, chicken korma was really good. Is that the one? What's the white creamy one? That one was bomb.com. Chicken korma was insane. No, chicken korma? I think it was chicken korma. I also really like the lamb. Wait, I'm just remembering that I had this insane lamb in Peshawar that was one of the best meats I'd ever had in my life. I think that with the lamb might be up there. That was so succulent. It was like cooked in its own fat. That was insane. Let's see here. Oh, and least desirable dish. I didn't have anything I hated in Pakistan. I don't recall ever having a bad meal, but everyone liked halwa puri. Like, I liked it. It was good. But for me, it was just like dessert. It was too heavy. Like, there's no nutritional value in halwa puri. I was just like, can't believe everybody's eating this. and like in the morning for breakfast, like it's just sugar and carbs. It's tasty, but yeah, halwa puri was somewhere where I was like, nah, I don't ever need to eat that again. Travel Jewels by Janet wants to know, are you feeling better? Yeah, I essentially felt great and back to normal 2 days after leaving the hospital. Physically, emotionally, it was very hard, and it still is hard. Once I got out of the hospital and once I spent a little time in Dubai and came back home, became very, I guess depressed is the word you could say. Very, sad, very upset that I had all this time stolen away from me, that I had lost so much money being in the hospital, that I had so many plans disrupted, because I couldn't post because I was in the hospital and couldn't make videos. My views dropped on YouTube, my revenue dropped. And now while you're watching this video, like it's almost like I'm starting over from scratch, because like my last few videos have only gotten like 100 views and I used to get like tens of thousands. So that's been very, very hard. I know, like, you hear things that like, oh, if you don't post for a while, your audience forgets about you, or the algorithm punishes you. And I don't know what to think about any of that, but it all made me so sad. And yeah, and I'm much happier and was happy to be alive and out of the hospital. I still definitely feel the effects of everything that happened there. So we'll leave that at that. Shamim Hussein, as a Pakistani single mother, it has never been safe for me to go by myself with my son. How can I? This is like the most heartbreaking question that I've received. I don't even know how to answer that, nor do I think I can answer that. But hopefully some of you watching this will understand that perhaps a lot of women feel that way in Pakistan. Very, very sad. In no place on earth should you feel uncomfortable to walk with your son anywhere. Very sad. Amna Tariq, what is it about Pakistan that you will tell everyone when you go back home? I tell them you gotta go. It's nothing like you see on the news or in the media or on the television. Like, you gotta go. Billy from Burleigh, did you ever feel unsafe? Never. Not once did I feel unsafe. Only one time when I had a mosquito in my room at night and I couldn't find it, and I thought I was gonna get dengue. I did feel unsafe. I slept with all the covers wrapped up over me like a ghost. How was your experience in Pakistan and their diversity of culture? Well, I love visiting Muslim majority countries. They are the safest. Well, for me, they feel like the safest. They feel like the most loving countries on earth, because religion is so deeply ingrained in the culture. The culture is religion. And so I feel when a community believes in a higher power, believes in a set of rules, the Quran, that everyone kind of works together to kind of foster this loving environment. So yeah, that's how I felt about the culture. I loved it. And that's why I continue to visit these Muslim majority countries. I'm in a Muslim majority country right now, and I was just in Malaysia, which is another Muslim majority country. But HMZ Oscar wants to know most disappointing part of the journey and most surprising part of the journey. The most disappointing part was, of course, getting sick, but that had nothing to do with Pakistan. Other than that, like, I had tried to go to Hunza so many times and my flights just kept getting canceled, so that was disappointing. But I think surprising was just like how modern it was. Like, Islamabad was like super modern. Like, it felt like home. It felt like just any other like big city in the world, just with more rickshaws and tuk-tuks, you dig? Mujai09 asked, do you feel safe? As a Pakistani in Italy, I've been called a terrorist and a boy from an undeveloped country. You know, racism is prevalent everywhere, and you're definitely going to experience racism in some countries more so than others. I'm sorry that you experienced that. People are ignorant. People are dumb. People are afraid of things they don't understand. People are afraid of people that look different from them. To answer your question, yes, I felt incredibly safe. However, that is just one man's opinion, one man's viewpoint as a white man who carries a camera around with him and obviously garners a lot of attention, and who also stands about 6'8", you know, 230 pounds of pure muscle. So yeah, I feel safe everywhere I go. Saya Mill asked, what's most lacking social trait in Pakistani people? An ability we lack as a nation, which is hindering growth. Again, I don't want to offend anybody here, but lacking as a social trait? I don't know. I would say there were a lot of men that DM'd me just inappropriate things. You should not message anybody with inappropriate things, especially if you don't know them. So that's not just the Pakistani people, that's people all over the world. Like, I get all sorts of messages that are inappropriate and lacking in social awareness from people everywhere. But yeah, there was probably because I have such a big audience there, I got way more messages than other countries around the world. But yeah, just don't be a creep, don't be weird in any aspect of life, no matter where you're from. Aka the Billionaire asks, what's my dream location? You know, that's something that kind of changes. Oh, we got some construction going on over here. Sorry for the background noise. The dream location kind of changes every couple weeks. India has always been a dream location for me. Now, I know there's a lot of animosity between Indians and Pakistani people. I assure you, you all have much more in common than you think you do. And remember, all these disagreements between people of different countries, it's always between the government. Don't let the government tell you, you know, what countries you should like. You know, people are people, no matter what, okay? So India's always been a dream location. Pakistan was a dream location. The country I'm in now is a dream location. But I really have always wanted to go to New Zealand. New Zealand just for the beauty. It's not even like a food place. Not even like a place known for its food, but New Zealand has always been at the top of my bucket list. I'm fortunate because I've been to a lot of my bucket list countries. I'm trying to think where else I would even want to go for my bucket list. Yeah, that's about it. New Zealand has always been far at the top. Antarctica would be sick too. Antarctica would be insane. When are you gonna go back to your home? Well, I went back to my home after Dubai in December, and I stayed in my home at, well, home is Minnesota where my family lives. I don't technically own a home. I stayed there from December to, gosh, May? Way too long. I don't plan to go home anytime soon. Maybe I'll go home again in like September just to see my family and to celebrate the end of summer. Because one thing I've learned after almost dying in the hospital is that these moments are fleeting. I've always known that, but just like, man, I live a kind of a crazy life where I guess the chance of danger or something bad happened to me is greatly increased than the normal person who just sits in their home and drives to work. Any person who annoyed you or have felt unsafe with him or her asks, Siam Nasir. No, I never felt unsafe, but I did meet one extremely annoying guy. This guy lied to me. He told me that he was going to introduce me to this billionaire of this mega corporation, this TV channel, and I was going to interview him and ask him about his life. It was a total scam. This guy brought me to dinner at the worst restaurant. It was a terrible Chinese restaurant in Pakistan. The food stunk. And the entire time, he just wanted to film me for his vlog. And I'm like, dude, I thought we're meeting like a CEO. And the whole time, he had his phone on and it just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. And like, I'm a very calm, cool, collected person, but I was getting so annoyed. I was like, bro, turn off the phone. There's a button right here to make it vibrate. That guy, he sucked. Okay, that guy just sucked. He was the most annoying person maybe I've ever met when traveling. He was a liar. He was inconsiderate. He was rude. I can't remember, who cares about his name, but yeah, that guy was awful. Ali Junjua, encourage other YouTubers to come to Pakistan and show how beautiful it is. Yes, more YouTubers should come. However, more YouTubers coming means that would maybe cut into my views, so maybe if you're just a tourist, you should visit. YouTubers go somewhere else. Kidding. Desi Leather, which restaurant in Pakistan is super overrated? That's weird. Overrated. I don't even know that I would consider one over. Oh, KFC. I can't believe so many people like KFC. There is infinitely better chicken everywhere in the world. KFC is just, it's not good. It's not good. KFC is so overrated. Abbas Bakari, would you consider Pakistan a good country to live in from a Westerner's perspective? This is a very complicated question, mostly due to the economic factors surrounding Pakistan. So you're probably not going to make as much money in Pakistan as you would in a lot of other countries around the world. One thing that was a bit difficult for me was the load shedding, where essentially the power gets shut off for at least 1 hour a day. That was not great for productivity. That was not great from a business standpoint. That was not great from like a, oh no, the air conditioning is not working anymore standpoint. So yeah, a Westerner could live there, but there are just some very drastic changes and differences in life in Pakistan compared to other places around the world, especially if you're used to a Western lifestyle, a Western income, Western careers, and things of that nature. It's Tusik wants to know, what is your favorite restaurant chain in Pakistan? It's got to be Cheesiest. Not only was the pizza awesome, like that was good pizza, but they took really nice care of me. Major shout out Noman, major shout out Zishan, all the other nice people I met there, Umair. those guys were so cool. They took care of me. They showed me incredible hospitality. Like the cheesiest team, forever in my heart. Major respect to them, y'all. Jawad Hussein says, any recommendations for Mexican food in Islamabad? Yeah, I actually had pretty good Mexican food at a restaurant whose name I can't remember, but if you look at my TikTok, it got like a ton of views. I think it had like 300, maybe even like 1 million views. Like it did crazy numbers on Reels. So yeah, I think it's actually one of the only Mexican restaurants in Pakistan. Next up, Zo Rasul says, your thoughts about Pakistan and its people before and after visiting Pakistan. Well, you know, I had a kind of a good idea. I did have a inclination of that Pakistan would be a nice and very friendly place, just based on some other travel vlogs I had watched in Pakistan. So many other vloggers had come to Pakistan and shared their positive experience, and so that was what was in my mind. I felt like that was going to be the experience, way more than what like the media, Western media, had portrayed growing up. Where are you from, and what was the reason you choose to become a traveler? I'm from America. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota is where I grew up. The reason I wanted to become a traveler is because I travel to meet people. Being surrounded by new people, it keeps me happy, it keeps me young. It's the reason I live, is to meet people, to be inspired. And I always want to keep pushing and challenging myself. And that can't happen from sitting in your home. It can't happen from sitting in the place that I was born. I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. I wanted to see all these places because I only had one life. I only have one life, one life to live. And so you gotta make the most of it. You don't want to live a life with any regrets. You don't want to be on your deathbed, you know, 80, not even 80, you know. People die young. My mother died very young. You never know when it's gonna come, and you don't want to be in those final minutes of your life thinking, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have did this. Fazi Hraza says, things you would like to improve in Pakistan. So I took a lot of Ubers while I was there, and I don't think Uber exists anymore in Pakistan, but I also took InDrive. One thing I would change was that anywhere in the world, in Pakistan, you can pay with credit card when you're taking a cab, an Uber, a taxi, or a rideshare, but the drivers would always be like, oh no credit card, just cash. And I'd be like, I'm using the app because I don't want to pay cash. And someone like cancel the ride if I said I didn't have cash. So I would change that. Hashir Javed says, why didn't you spend more time in Peshawar? Yeah, I spent way too little time there. That was a major regret. I went there with some nice people that took me there, but they were very, a little overprotective of me. And so they wanted to, you know, keep me close by with like security guards and stuff. And they just didn't feel like it was best for my safety to be alone, but that was just them being overprotective. I would have felt safe walking around alone in Peshawar for sure, but obviously you don't want anything to no country wants something bad to happen to a tourist. So they were very overprotective. So yeah, thankful that they were overprotective, but I definitely would spend more time in Peshawar. Thanks, Ashir. ITX Harun says, my country has everything, but there should be more ease for foreign travelers. Well, I found it pretty easy to get around. The buses were easy to figure out. Uber was very easy to figure out. The train seemed easy. I didn't take a train, but it seemed like it was easy to get flights. So yeah, I thought it was pretty easy to get around, all things considered. However, I don't know what it would have been to be like going to some of the more rural or remote parts, but money talks. You could pay anybody to take you anywhere. Hussein 1600, have you ever been to Gujranwala? I haven't. But I've heard that's also like the food capital. I think somebody sent me a bunch of memes about that place. Ada Warrior says, why people in Pakistan speak different English? Yo, I don't think I talked about this. One thing that blew me away was how many people in Pakistan spoke English. Oh my gosh, you guys. Like 90% of people spoke great, amazing English. And a lot of people there would be like, oh no, it's not good, my English. I'm like, no, it's great. It's amazing. All right, we had to move back to my hotel room because it's just so hot out there. Hopefully there's no background noise here from the air conditioning or from the construction outside. Also, I was dying of thirst. I needed some water. Okay, next question from Samira Khan. Number one advice for someone visiting Pakistan. Number one is come with an open mind, try new things, step out of your comfort zone, but also to be respectful. You know, I definitely, as someone who walks around shoving a camera in people's faces for most of the day, definitely be respectful of people's personal spaces. When you go to places like mosques, make sure you're wearing the appropriate clothing. You know, just be nice, be polite, always be respectful. I guess that advice could go for most countries around the world. Ashmar, have you tried halim in Pakistan? If yes, how did it taste? Halim was one of those dishes where I wanted to try it so many more times than I did, but I only got to have it once at a really nice hotel. So it tasted good, but it wasn't probably the best type of halim to have. So that's like one of the first foods I'm gonna have when I go back. The Fatima Zan, what hotels did you stay in? I can't even remember the names, I'm sorry. The Grand Islamabad Hotel was probably where I spent the most time in Islamabad. That was a really nice one. And then the Backpackers Hostel in Islamabad. But all the other names of the hotels are probably in the YouTube videos that I've done in the other countries, in the other cities. There was a hotel in Lahore that I stayed in that was so terrible. It smelled awful. It was bad. It was so bad. It was the worst hotel I've ever stayed in my life. I'm not going to share the name because I don't want to ruin the business, but it was awful. It was so bad. Star Fahad says, hello, greetings. I have very kind question that please next time come to Dera Ismail Khan. I've never heard of that. I would definitely like to come to that. Tell me more about it in the comments below. Dera Ismail Khan. No, not familiar with that. Thanks, Star. Kanawashin says, describes Pakistan weather in 3 words. It didn't rain a lot. I remember that. Very dry, droughty, warm. Yeah, it was definitely hot, like during the summer, and then cool in the mountains. Yeah, no, the weather didn't leave an impression on me. It was just weather. It was nice. Most days were sunny, I feel. Sparkle Sense says, after going back from Pakistan, if some other country became your favorite, we'll be sad. I don't have a favorite country. It's silly to list anything as favorites, but yeah, Pakistan, it was amazing. What can I say? Tuba2414 says, will you visit the Jeel Saifal Muluk? I haven't heard of that. I would definitely go. What is it? Tell me more. Water Malone says, Maz, how was the atmosphere around the cricket final World Cup? I watched it with a bunch of like colleagues, and so like they were excited. Everyone was excited, but I didn't go to like a public place where people were like cheering and excited. It was very sad that they lost the World Cup. That would have been awesome if they would have won the World Cup. Have you visited Peshawar? If yes, what was your experience? Which province did you like the most? Don't know about the provinces, but yeah, like Peshawar, that was where I had some of the best meat I've had in my life. And the people seemed really friendly. But I also had faluda there. Oh my gosh, I take it back. Faluda was my least favorite food in Pakistan. I dislike faluda very much. Don't understand the appeal of that. Faluda, not for me. Mariam QR, will you marry me? I'm not sure, I don't know who you are. But I probably would have to meet you before I would agree to marry you. Just a general rule of thumb. What is the best place to stay in Lahore and what places I should visit? I stayed in the kind of wealthier area. Gulberg. Yeah, I stayed in the Gulberg district, and that was cool. It was kind of far away from like the old city, the old part of Lahore, but it was cool. It was very modern. There were a lot of shopping centers and stuff. Visit everywhere in Lahore, especially the food street and the mosque. Okay, and that's that. Major thanks to every single person who sent me so many questions, everybody who made my time in Pakistan so special, so unforgettable. I'll never forget the people I met there. I'll never forget my experiences in Pakistan. To summarize this video, Pakistan is love, Pakistan is amazing, Pakistan changed my life, and I will go back to Pakistan soon. I'm just not sure when. So thank you for the DMs, thank you for the messages, thank you for the kind words. Maybe I'll do another Q&A video coming up just on my life and travel in general, and if you guys need any advice or anything like that. But my name's Brent Timm, sending so much love to Pakistan from the newest country I'm in, but Pakistan forever in my heart. And I'm saying ciao for now. Allah Hafiz.